Good morning and welcome. For 23 years now, the Life and Faith team has been bringing you stories from faith communities throughout southwestern Ontario. Thank you for that, and we're so glad that you're making us part of your day today. This morning, Matthew Penny speaks with Betsy Exley about her new role at the London Conference Office of the United Church of Canada. Next, Life and Faith takes us to the London Police Station, where a swearing-in ceremony was recently held for the new appointees to the London Police Service Multi-Faith Chaplaincy. And finally, Reverend George Ferris talks to Scott Saunders from Southampton. Scott is the present chair of the upcoming 53rd weekend. So as we now join Matthew and Betsy's conversation, Matthew shares with us that Betsy Exley is a new staff person at the London Conference Office of the United Church of Canada. Her official title is Faith Formation, Youth and Young Adults Minister. Betsy just began her work with the Youth of London Conference in the spring of 2011, so Matthew caught up with her to talk about her role and visions for the future.
Betsy, what is the real title of your job?
I have a long title.
I know.
Yeah, the title is Faith Formation, Youth and Young Adults Minister.
What's that?
What is that? I personally think I've got the best job in the conference.
Oh, excellent. That's wonderful.
Yes. It's fun. I get to focus on youth, young adults, camping ministry, and partner in their faith formation, helping walk alongside of them in their faith journey.
Well, now, the youth part of the portfolio, that's fairly new because that was bundled into another job in years gone by, and this is the first time this position has been at London Conference.
Yes.
So why? Why did the conference make the transition to a more focused ministry for youth and young adults?
The exciting thing is the London Conference has recognized the fact that the youth are a very integral part of the United Church of Canada. And I think what it has done by creating this position that is focused on youth and young adults is that it has said and put their stamp that youth matter to us in London Conference and that we are going to give the resources and focus attention in order to make sure that our youth are getting the voice, that are having the opportunities to have experiences and be a part of the community.
So they've stopped using the phrase youth are the future of the church and started realizing youth are the church.
Youth are the church, absolutely. Youth have the incredible ability to see things with fresh eyes, with open hearts. Not that the rest of the church doesn't, but it's refreshing to listen to the voices of youth and to reflect upon that, because understanding that the world is changing, life is changing as we know it, and it's happening faster than we can really even put our fingers on. And it's important for us to recognize that that youth have a significant place in the church.
Now, is this portfolio, it's new for you, it's a new job, but is this a change in ministry for you, or is this something you've done all your life?
Fortunately, it's something that I've done all my life. I believe I had a call into ministry young. It was being active in my own youth program, going on mission trips, youth retreats and things like that. And so fortunately, right out of university, I was able to have a job in, it was actually children and youth ministry. And then that progressed into young adult ministry as well as adult ministry as well. Okay,
that's neat. Now, I want to go segue right back into the conference thing. Now that we know you're an expert in this, you've worked in it a long time, that you have obviously a passion for the youth work and that the youth work is important. Tell me about your view, your vision of how the camping ministry is going to go in London Conference, because things have changed, haven't they?
Things have changed. The exciting thing is that Canada has a passion for camping, and there is a significant role, I believe, that our church can play in that. And it's a great experience for youth to be able to, children and youth, to be able to go and experience camping, and in relationship to nature and how God plays a role in that. And especially in today's world where life is so busy and kids are hooked into their iPods and on the computers so much, it's nice to be able to get out and to play and to be quiet and still and to feel God's presence out in the nature. And it's also important to recognize that there's a lot of youth and young adults that say, it's when I was at camp that I felt God the most.
And this is where the kids, a lot of them find God.
Absolutely.
That's got to be both awe-inspiring for you, who looks after camps a bit, and also a little bit, I would be almost not intimidated, daunting, the responsibility, because this is where these kids are going to find God.
Well, for me, it's where I did too.
Okay.
And so I do clearly make that connection, that getting outside of your own comfort zone, if you will, whether it's turning off the iPod and turning your ears onto the community that's around you, and also just being able to be still and listen to the breeze and listen to the birds, and to realize that there's such beauty in all of that.
That's wonderful. So you've got a huge portfolio. What is your overall plan? What are your plans in the next? Now, this is going to air in May. So what's going to happen that the people of London Conference of the United Church are going to see with Betsy in the portfolio?
Sure. Well, first of all, it's exciting that we just had a huge youth forum. We had 168 participants with us over the weekend at Pierce Williams, and it was a phenomenal event where youth gathered. Coming up, we've got the Swell, actually this Friday, Good Friday service, and so that's going to continue the energy from Youth Forum. It's my hope to bring that into our fall program, another retreat for all of London Conference. I also really hope to boost up our YATS program.
We haven't heard much about YATS lately.
Yeah, well, it's youth in transition, and we have this great contingency of youth that are passionate and excited about their faith and participating in church. And then oftentimes they go off to university and they don't know where to find a church, or they're just not sure what the next step is because there isn't youth forum for them. And so with YATS, they are invited to participate at the annual meeting, and so we have a group coming there as well. But it's my hope to create more, whether it's supper clubs or helping them get connected to wherever they are in school, whether they go out from London Conference or even if they come into London Conference from around the country, that they do find a place where they can worship or experience community, have those discussions, ask those tough questions, and journey together in our faith.
That sounds like this would be one place where the technology of today would come in handy, because
Absolutely.
the young adults in transition, the YATS people, would be plugged in.
Absolutely.
And even if they're not at camp being unplugged, they're here being plugged, and then you'd be able to be on Facebook and Twitter and all those things and
Absolutely.
keep touch.
Absolutely. And there's so many opportunities, whether it's United Church things or even community outreach. The young people have a passion for helping others.
Well, will that one of those things be possibly, I think someone mentioned this to me after Youth Forum, that there was a need, a desire to find a ministry mission project design that youth could do in London Conference. Is there something like that maybe on the horizon?
We're hoping so. I mean, there's a lot of public service opportunities out in the greater London area, and it's just a matter of plugging into those. There's so many great programs that are already established. Youth, young adults matter, and that we want to have a position that is focused on that, to encourage them to ask those questions and to seek out where God can be in their life every day.
Is this a position that's unique to the United Church of Canada and the conference, or are there other persons like you, youth ministers at conference level across the country?
There are not as many. Not every conference has a position that mine does. Mostly in the other conferences, their portfolios are actually quite larger than mine, and so I have the unique opportunity of being able to really focus in on camping, youth, and young adults, and the faith formation process of all of those involved. I am lucky.
Wonderful. Okay, now thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.